Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about how I think The Rock needs to stay off WWE television for a good long while. He just needs to stay in Hollywood because that's who he is right now. And by the way, this is coming from somebody who's a former wrestling fan and a former Rock fan. So I'm not just saying this because y'all know how much I hate The Rock right now. But like, it's honest to God, like, even though I don't watch, I still pay attention to what happens and stuff. And what was the point in all this now? Like, Raw was on Netflix and we all saw it, and everybody's head has been spinning. The Rock is now a baby face. He hugged Roman Reigns, he hugged that of Cody Rhodes. And that leaves people head scratching as what the heck was the point of all last year? Ego, that's what the point was. Ego and backlash. And, if you don't really know, it's like this. About 2 years ago, fans wanted to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns when Roman Reigns was the champion. It made a whole lot of sense because they kept the belt on Roman for about 2 years. He never lost it. And they was trying, well, Vince McMahon was trying his best to hype up Roman Reigns and make everybody love him when back in the day, everybody hated his behind. And he was trying to make Roman Reigns into the new Rock. Fans eventually, they just like say, whatever, we like him now. And so he did the whole bloodline thing. He was a champ forever. People was getting kind of tired of that. He needed to be dethroned, but he needed to be dethroned by a huge name. So Roman Reigns was beating everybody who was a big name, both present and past. Nobody could defeat this dude. So people said, hey, why not The Rock? Stone Cold has a neck injury, so he doesn't wrestle. He wrestled at one time at WrestleMania. That's about it. The Undertaker is old and his legs, aren't what they used to be. And like when it comes to like Triple H, HBK, Kane, all them, they're just old and they gas out. But even though The Rock is old himself, the man still looks like a mountain of muscle. Oh, also Booker T doesn't wrestle no more either because he's all gassed out. Even though he wants to have one more match for some bizarre reason, which I don't understand why. If he wants to have another match, what he needs to do is face Triple H and get that revenge. He needs to fight. He needs to defeat him clean, so he can get the revenge that from that one WrestleMania many years ago or whatever pay-per-view it was. But anyway. The Rock looks like a mountain of muscle. You see him does action stuff in the movies. People think, okay, even at 50, he could probably still wrestle and stuff, right? There was just one problem. The Rock was Hollywood, and The Rock could care less at that time about returning back to wrestling because The Rock sees it. And I've said it before, like it was some Disney Channel show. I forget which one The Rock was on. I think it was Wizards of Waverly Place, and he legit said acting was like his first real job or something like that. I'm all like, weren't you a wrestler before you was an actor? And that pissed me off, and back then I was an actual Rock fan. And if it wasn't for wrestling, The Rock would never even be an actor. So that really rubbed me the wrong way. But he was the only person who could probably dethrone Roman Reigns at that time. Cody, I believe, was probably still on AEW or something like that. Mick Foley wasn't going to do it. Booker T wasn't going to do it. Triple H wasn't going to do it. And rumor has it, they really, really wanted The Rock. I mean, heck, even Goldberg couldn't do it. And so that's what fans wanted to see. That's what higher ups wanted to see. But The Rock's like, what? The Rock? I'm Hollywood. Like The Rock has to go and piss in his bottles and start feuds with other celebrities and make Black Adam so it could flop and everything like that. He was too busy with his million movies he keeps having coming out. And so they just gave up on that idea. Then all of a sudden it was Cody Rhodes' time to shine. And then The Rock finally decided, well, I got some time off right now, and people hate me right now because Black Adam flopped, and I tried to take over the WB and DC, whatever it's called, and they didn't like that, and and I keep running off the mouth about politics, and people keep hating me right now, and blah blah blah. So then he comes back to try to like suck up to the crowd, the people that made him famous to begin with. Only problem was it was Cody Rhodes' time to shine. And with him holding stakes in TKO and everything, he just inserted himself in very egotistically. And that pissed people off. So when he received backlash for that and other stuff, he turned heel. It was the only right choice to make him. That's the only thing they could do. Because there's no way he can come out as a babyface because they're just going to keep booing his behind out. And that YouTube video of what happened when he came back got so much dislikes, they had to turn the dislike button off. That's how pissed off people was and stuff. Because here's this man who is a legend in wrestling, and he took the opportunity away from somebody who is also a generational type, wrestler. His father was a wrestler. His brother was a wrestler. He came up from the bottom, and he had to switch companies just to get some respect. Come back, and it was his time, and The Rock just tried to take all that away because The Rock is The Rock. And so after he was heel, it was Hollywood Rock heel. From when he came back from Hollywood a long time ago and faced Steve Austin and had the feud with the Hurricane and stuff like that, right? And for that whole year, he's been a heel. And fans, of course, WWE fans are gonna do what they do. They're brainwashed into liking what they like because that's how Vince McMahon taught them and stuff. So they went back to liking The Rock. And they were like, oh my God, this is like Attitude Era and blah, 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 blah. And and Ruthless Aggression Era. So they was all happy. They was all excited. And it worked. And they had that big WrestleMania thing. And then, of course, what happened? The Rock disappeared again because The Rock is Hollywood. So he's back to pissing in bottles and showing up late on set, allegedly. But the whole bottle thing, yes, that is true. He confessed. Anyway. And so he hasn't been seen in forever. And WrestleMania is going to be coming up in a couple of months. And so once again, they want him to wrestle somebody. Roman Reigns is now face. So they're finally going to get what fans been wanting for a long time. Roman Reigns versus The Rock. Even though there's no title to be defended, that is really stupid. But they're doing some type of who is the best, who is the true tribal chief, who is this, who is that, who is the head of the table, blah, 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 blah. So it's okay, I guess stakes could be one in that regard, you know what I'm saying? And The Rock was still heel at this point and carrying around his replica belt his personalized replica belt that he had made. That's a very heel thing to do because he's not a champion. And then a couple of weeks ago, he showed up, stood around, looked at everybody, did his stupid little pose where I guess he thumps his veins or some crap like that. And then he just walked away. And I just remember thinking to myself, oh, I know exactly what's going to happen. I don't even watch wrestling no more. And I know exactly what's going to happen. And it happened. He showed up on Monday Night Raw. It's Netflix. And he turned babyface. And yeah, he's babyface. But he drank alcohol and drove after that, which is not something that babyface does. Then he's still carrying around that belt. And he's not a champion. Shades of Ted DiBiase when he used to do that crap. That's how you know he's a heel. But he's supposed to be babyface. And so why the heck is he still carrying around that belt if he's just a babyface? And that belt has some significance to him because that was supposed to be his custom-made world championship belt, similar to the Smoking Skull that Stone Cold had, but they lost it many years ago. Or it got stolen or something like that. And so now He's hugging everybody. He's baby facing it around. He's hanging out with his daughter on NXT. And it's just kind of like all that for nothing. All that hype, all that buildup, all that ego, all that stealing somebody's shot for nothing. Just so he can have everybody like him again. This is stupid and pointless. I'm not even a wrestling fan no more. And it's just kind of like, just stay away. Like, just stay away. Go back to Hollywood. Go back to pissing in bottles. Go back to making movie flops. And just stay in Hollywood, even though he can't act. Because it's pointless having him show back up in WWE if he's not going to commit part-time. He is never going to commit part-time because he is Hollywood. He has literally over 10 movies that are about to go in production that he for the next year and a half or so, and they're mostly sequels to a lot of his other bigger movies. But since a lot of his newer movies are flopping, he's going back to the past to try to bring in that crowd again for the movies that they used to like. But it's like, dude, seriously, just stay in Hollywood, because he cannot commit full-time or even part-time in the WWE. He shows up late, then he disappears, then he shows up again, then he disappears for a couple of months, then he comes back. And it's like, that's not how you do things. If he does have a match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, he's going to have to build up a story. He does not have time to build up a story because he's Hollywood. They're not going to want to see him come in this month, build up a story, then disappear, come back next month, build up a story again, then disappear again. That's not how you do it. People are going to get bored. They're going to get tired. Just like they was getting tired of Tiffany Stratton teasing the whole Money in the Bank thing. People were really tired of that. Then she finally cashed in. It's like, thank God. Now you better impress us and everything. Because if not, you know how those Money in the Bank title runs are. They go up fast. And so it's just kind of like, if he can't commit, stay off screen and just go back to Hollywood. If he wants to come back, then it needs to be like all these older stars and just appear. Show up. Talk to the crowd, give one person a rock bottom, and then leave. Say some stuff backstage and leave. Just make an appearance, and that's it. Don't go taking nobody's spot. Don't go challenging nobody. No crap like that. Or, do a general manager type role. You know what I'm saying? And do it on SmackDown. That way all his stuff can be pre-recorded ahead of time, and they can just add it in as the weeks go and everything, and he doesn't even have to show up. Or better yet, whatever city he is in, just go to an arena, shoot the back stage footage there with whoever he's supposed to be talking to in wrestling, and then just add it in because it's pre-recorded and stuff. Like, they could easily do that. But stay the heck away and stop making people think you are part-time. You're not part-time. You're Hollywood. You're 50-something years old. At some point, you're gonna gas out. I don't even know how his match was last year at WrestleMania because I didn't watch. So I don't know if he's slowing down or not. But he still has that body. Nobody knows exactly how he got it. Is it steroids? Who knows? Is it supplements? Who knows? Is it testosterone therapy? Who knows? But I doubt. It's chicken boobies and everything. So, he can come back looking as great as he does, but you don't have to wrestle, man. Like, you don't. Don't be like Ric Flair, like talking about, I need one more match, and then looking like sludge, leaning on like the ring pole and everything, looking like melted sludge, can't breathe and everything. Like, don't nobody want to see no crap like that. And that's embarrassing. Or that match, that what was it, Kane, Undertaker, and DX had, and like wigs was falling off, and they could barely climb on top of rope, and they looked like they about to pass out. And like, just because you look the same don't mean you can wrestle the same. That's what happens when you get old, and it's gonna happen to him. And then now, not only that, but when you're older, you're more prone to accidents. So if he gets hurt in the wrestling ring, it's gonna delay a movie and stuff, and that's gonna cost millions. And he has to think about that crap, Plus, another reason why he probably turned face is that he's gonna have to promote these movies. And I don't care what this one person said on YouTube talking about, oh, Hollywood doesn't care what happens in the wrestling world. They do when a wrestler is also an actor. They're gonna want you on their want you on the best behavior and stuff. If you go pissing off millions of people around the country or around the world because you're a heel and you're doing dastardly things and everything, then when your movie comes out, people's all like, well, I don't like when he did this, or I don't like when he said that, so I might not watch his movie and everything. And he has Disney projects coming up, and Disney's gonna want him to be on his best behavior, even if it is wrestling scripted, because a lot of people take that to heart. And because he has that cartoon Moana 2 movie that came out, he has the live action one that's coming out, and he has that deal with Disney because Warner Brothers doesn't want his behind no more. So it's like, it makes sense for him to turn face, but now everything that happened last year was pointless. Like, they're trying to make people like The Rock again. Because, if you go online, there's people constantly dissing him and stuff. YouTube, Twitter, people are sick and tired of The Rock, but they will turn back around the moment he does something they like. That's just how it is. That's just how our minds are programmed. Except for mine, because I'm done with his behind. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.